Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 185. So I'm just letting you know right away that my allergies have been acting up, so I hope they're not too distracting for you or for me. But yeah, there's gonna be some cuts probably here and there about me like sneezing and blowing my nose. Uh, but it is what it is. They flare up when there's like sudden changes in the weather, and yeah, like last week it was all sunny, and then this week is all cloudy and kind of like cold, pretty cold. So anyway, for 194, I'm going to first be talking about the scene in the middle with Yoshida, Famiko, and Fumiko, and Fami. And then after that, I'll talk about the beginning and the end of the chapter since they're, connected through the characters that are in there. But in terms of time, I think the first and last scene are like separated by a few hours. So, I completely just missed the fact that apparently we had a time skip somewhere. I don't know where that would have been though. Fujimoto did not make it clear enough, that's for sure. But last time someone talked about um, the Death Devil when it's coming down. I think it was a bottom. I think. So where the Fire Devil and the Chainsaw People were already everywhere. He said it was gonna happen in 6 months, if I recall correctly. Um, and now, this chapter, Yoshida tells us only 1 month is left. So, Fujimoto, somewhere, I don't know where those 5 months passed, but they did. So, yeah, that's when I think about it in that in comparison, that's really not a lot of time. Like, yeah, sure, we could just focus on a couple of days, like in with a lot of attention, and then Fujimoto can just be like, okay, now there's a week left. So, yeah. If I had to take a guess, though, it might have been when Denji was cut in parts, and and he was being kept in a public safety facility. But we don't really know. Anyway, public safety wants help from Fami because, it's kind of a desperate time. Especially after they just lost this big battle against Pochita. And Fami refuses. Because there's a school festival coming, and she's on the planning committee. Yoshida and Fumiko look rather confused and not necessarily offended, but just like, what the hell? But Yoshida just is like, okay, well, if that's the case, we'll just send someone to help out with that. You don't have to be the one to do it. But by saying that, he's completely missing the point. And the point is that, she wants to go. Because she has friends in the committee, and it seemed like it's gonna be fun. Of course, Fumiko And most regular people would just, well, what does it mean to be regular people? But like someone who's not always facing death. I don't know, or someone who's not, a devil or in proximity to being a devil. Then again, like I was saying last week, that Fami was basically on the other side of things when she talked to Naita at the end of the Falling Devil arc. She was the one being like, oh, you gotta help me fight and plan to against the Death Devil. And Naita was like, nah, I have to study for a test. And Fami gives her this like judging look. And now it's the opposite. So I don't think it's contradictory. I think Fami actually did change the way she sees things. She kind of like, stopping the Death Devil. I guess I did all I could. And in fact, I think seeing what happened to Naita, although we don't know if Fami had an actual role on her supposed death, but just seeing what happened to her might have had some sort of effect on choosing what her priorities are. She might just see this as futile and be like, I don't think we've gotten any closer to being able to kill the Death Devil in only 1 month. You know what? I'd rather just spend the time I have left just having fun and just basically just enjoying what she has left, because she's accepted that she can't kill the Death Devil by this point. And then she says, I like to savor to enjoy food, people, and experiences. And here, I think that, I saw somewhere that this was a mistranslation. She says, I hung out with Denji, Asa, and Yoru because their puzzle looks were fun. But I think what she says more specifically is that the faces they made were fun. Which, like, I think that's a big deal considering that the Horseman sisters don't really remember people's faces, and they are not able to differentiate between one human and the other. They differentiate by smell. So that's how you know those three. I mean, technically she already knew Yoru, so I guess Asa and Denji had a big impact on her, but also just still continuing to enjoy the presence of Yoru. And then she says, but being around you guys is not what I'd call fun. I guess because as much as Asa and Denji try to really shut themselves out, at the end of the day, they really do have some very human emotions, and they really show them. Because as numb as Denji has become, he's still able to express some big emotions. even though they're quite muted, you know, in comparison to uh, what they used to be. They're still there. Whereas Fumiko and Yoshida do their best. Like, don't get me wrong, they're still uh, not gaps. Like, there's like cracks in their masks. They're still a lot better at hiding what they actually feel. And like, if Yoshida, for example, like Famir just right there, she called Yoshida boring basically, and he kept the exact same expression. And it wasn't until she left that he felt he was able to express his actual thought on the matter, which was, huh, I'm no fun, huh? And even then, we don't see his full expression. It's just because of what he says that we know it affected him. Now, what does this say about him? Well, other than, you know, he's not as good as he thinks at hiding his emotions. Then again, for Fami, you know, someone who doesn't do as good of a job as he does, he's definitely much more fun. I think Yoshida is just really realizing that he kinda made the wrong decision in regards to how to spend his time before the Death Devil comes. And it shouldn't have been this. You know, trying to do all kinds of shady things to prevent it, but to try and form connections with other people so that he at least has that before he probably dies. At least that's my take on it right now. But yeah, that was that whole scene, which I didn't think I was gonna talk about that much, but there it is. Okay, so now for Asayoru and Denji. So Denji is very close to ignoring someone else's consent, even if it's, you know, someone as shitty as Yoru. I would not want him at all to do that. The thing is, though, because it's Asa and Yoru in one body, the whole thing with consent just gets a lot more complicated than this. Because, well, let's just wait. But yeah, he gets out of where Yoru is and goes to the kitchen and talks to Pochita about how he's so sure that this girl will also turn on him again, just like everyone else has done at some point. Nevertheless, he still stays just for that momentary satisfaction of her telling him she likes him. So he makes some food. And there's definitely something about the fact that he's eating right next to the half dead body of the owner, the chef that you were killed. And even though he was quite upset when she killed him, now he looks mostly unbothered. I guess it just goes to show, the ability of Denji to adapt to shitty situations and pretend like he's completely okay with it. But anyway, let's jump to the last scene. And that this completely like went over my head. But the thing that Yoru and Denji are doing with shooting holes into buildings, that's most definitely uh, especially because Asa comes out here, that definitely triggered her trauma from that chapter where Yoru first shoots Pochita with the Lady Liberty, and we see something pretty much exactly the same. And that's where Asa has that moment where she's like, oh, right, Yoru is a devil. So I think these two doing this. Granted, like, obviously, Denji has no idea that this is a source of trauma for Asa. But he knows somewhat uh, through what Yoshida told him back at the cafe. But not once. Once again, he tries and think that how this could be affecting Asa, and instead just get swept onto once again Yoru not caring at all about the people or the people around her. And that rubbing off on Denji. But yeah, Asa comes in and she points the gun hand at him. And his last line is, "Si Pochita, what did I say?" So, and it's very hard to really talk about this scene uh, without without it having the connotation of me like victim blaming Denji, which I really hope like that never comes across. I hate that. But at the end of the day, even if Denji is just as much of a victim of Yoru as Asa is, that doesn't mean that he can't cause harm to her as well. And I think that shows in his response to this, because he's not at all considering that something he might have done is the actual reason to her doing this. And like, makes sense because every time that a girl has tried to kill him, it's rarely, if ever, has been about something he did. It was about Pochita or Chainsaw Man. And even if it was, like, with Fumiko and her parents, like, that's just completely unfair, because of what Denji was going through with Aki. And granted, this, all of Denji's trauma is just accumulated and caused his behavior lately, but he still should be called out for it. So yeah, basically, if Asa thinks it would be better if Denji dies, then yeah, she's completely on her right to do that and think that. Because from her point of view, this is just a guy who she's now disillusioned. You know, like she saw him as this hero, and now uh, it feels like he's compliant on her abuse, continuing on. So yeah, whew, that was a lot, but I think I said all I wanted to say. Let's get into next chapter, titled "Kill Me Tears." Whew, okay. I managed to kick Yoru out for now. Let's see how long that will last, though. But okay, that's good. Ooh. Oh, she's looking less conflicted now in the second panel, but still sweating. Like, obviously, she, you know. Oh man. Like, obviously, she would prefer she didn't have to do this. But at this point, it feels like there's no other choice. Asa? Oh, now he's sweating and no longer has that, like, not sarcastic, but you know what I mean. That kind of a smile at the end of last chapter. She's shaking though. Yeah. Oh. Okay. She's pointing it at herself. You know what? I'm also okay with this because at the end of the day, this is still her choice. Still exerting her agency after it's been denied again and again and again and again by Yoru. If she were to die, it might as well be by her own hand, retaking it after Yoru took it. Ooh, interesting reaction from Denji. I can't. I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. I can't do it myself after all. Oh, is she gonna ask Denji to do it? But, you know, of course. Like, of course I understand Asa not being able to go through with it. Could you not point it at me anymore? Damn it. Well, she's doing it again. Because if she can't do it to herself, then the other source of her pain might as well go away. Denji, please. Oh man, she looks so exhausted. Kill me or I'll kill you. Yep. But once again though, a dilemma. It has to be either this option or this option. Neither of them are able to go and look for a third option right now. And of course they can't. Why would they? Say what? She's sweating a lot more now. Yoda's thinking of something crazy. Beating the Death Devil won't solve anything. Yoda's planning something even worse than humanity's extinction. Oh wow, she's crying as she is saying that. Oh man, look at the expression on Asa's face. She's so horrified by thinking of Yoda's thoughts. Denji looks a little taken aback. It's so bad I don't even want to say it. Please, if you don't kill her right now, it'll be disastrous. Yeah, I don't think Denji is going to even try. Oh man, but yeah. Kill me tears. Those are definitely kill me tears. She's literally begging for Denji to end her suffering and Yoru's reign of terror. You're serious? I'm serious! Bro, she's crying. Why would she be joking? Then why are you pointing that thing at me? Because I don't have the guts to shoot myself, obviously. There was never any way I could be friends with a devil. I was an idiot to get duped. Oh, buddy. Don't call yourself that. It's not your fault. Oh, this is getting to me. Similar to Denji, you were just in a very vulnerable place. And you weren't able to say no. God, I hate Yoru. Interesting expression from Denji. I don't know what he thinks of seeing her like this. I think you could be friends. Oof. Of course he'd say something like that. After all, that's his experience. But, it's too late now. We can't. That's why I'm asking you to kill us. Are you gonna kill me or do you wanna die? Huh? What? He grabbed a chair? Wait. Okay. He broke the chair by slamming it into the ground. That's a cool panel. Okay. Huh? Murder! Wait. Oh. I see what he... Okay. I got it. For a second, I thought he just destroyed the chair in front of her. And he was going to do something next with it. But no, he was aiming to hit Asa with the chair. She just moved out of the way. That's why he's confused. You know what? Fair enough. Like, she just said it's only this or this. And I chose, so why did she move? And now she's calling him a murderer girl. You told me to kill you. Agonize a little longer. I'm not mentally prepared. Man, I can't even. Like, why would you be surprised at this point? This is Asa. Even now, she's still so preoccupied about what other people think of her. When I die, I come back to life, and I'm still never ready for it. I guess that's a good advice as any for this. Somebody who can only kick the bucket once could never be mentally prepared to die. Yeah, that is very true. I like that actually, it's very realistic. We don't get to see Asa's expression here as her hair is blocking her. Ooh. The rest of the page is just her expression blocked by her hair. How is she taking this information? She fell into the ground with her hand in her mouth. Tears are still in her eyes. Denji's a little surprised, but he sits down with her. Very reminiscent of that one panel in the aquarium arc during the, when they weren't able to eat anything. So he was in the same like aquarium thingy as her. I think this is supposed to mirror that. A bunch of people died because of the devil inside me. I don't want anyone else to die because I can't speak up. But you're still afraid to die, right? I've got a great idea. Let's think about all that unpleasant stuff after I murderize the Death Devil. Right now we're having fun. Only think about blasting through that. Oh man. This is Denji trying to share his coping mechanism with Asa, If you don't think about a problem right now, it doesn't exist. Just distract yourself enough so that you're able to pretend like it's not there. And Asa gives him some sort of look. Almost mad that he's, not really, like, this is not really a solution to her problem. This is just prolonging it. But she turns away from him a little bit. And does as she is told. Oh boy. Honestly, I don't have a good feeling about this. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're going back to Fami's thing. Pray for Tokyo School Festival. You've sure got it rough moving to Tokyo now of all times. In the class next door, over half the students evacuated. They got more empty seats than the students. Yet the city is pushing us to hold the school festival. It's ridiculous. Hey folks, sorry to interrupt. Gotta... Wait. Let me finish the chapter before I even try to guess who this is. Hey folks, sorry to interrupt. Got a transfer student to introduce. Alright, transfer, go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm the new transfer student. This is so sudden, but I'm here to save you guys. Wait. Look at her eyes. A horseman? Huh? For a second, I thought that it was one of like Fami's friends from last chapter because it kind of looked like her, the hairstyle. But no. So, so somehow, either this is the Death Devil, and if so, that would be quite the way to introduce her. Or this is the new control devil? I mean, we don't know if every time one of the horsemen gets killed and then revived, they come back as a kid. Hmm. Because in terms of in hairstyle, uh, like Naita had a completely different hair to Makima and only looked like her when she had the braid. So this could be the new control. And again, how would the new control devil know about something very bad that's gonna happen soon? So this is crazy. Uh, but I think this could be the Death Devil, and she's actually here to save people from Yoru. But I'm not going to speculate that much, just because we only had 2 panels with this character. But it's definitely a horseman, right? The demeanor is so definitely very confusing. Almost makes you want to put your guard down. Just the way that she's acting with she's tearing up, and she has her hand on her mouth. Very similar to how Asa was acting earlier in the chapter. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. In regards to most of the chapter with Denji and Asa, I think it was really good that they finally had a proper talk without Yoru interrupting it. It's been so long since that happened. Like the one in 183 was so short. I barely counted. Or maybe it was 183. But yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get anything regarding some sort of insight or Denji introspect in regards to how little he's been thinking about Asa's feelings. And neither did she call him out for it. So I think that's adding to my bad feeling about this whole thing. Because the reason she was pointing the gun hand at him was because she can't bring herself to do it at him. Sorry, at herself. It was more so from a point of you have to kill Yoru. I do wonder how serious Denji's going to take Asa's warning about Yoru planning something even worse than humanity's extinction. That seems like, pretty bad. And it would definitely be, somewhat of a curveball that it was never the Death Devil that we should have been worrying about, but it was Yoru all along. But yeah, I don't really think that Denji telling Asa, granted, like obviously being able to come up with a solution in the spot, like that's fine. At the same time too, just Denji being like, I don't know what we should do right now. That's valid. It's just the solution or the option to do nothing. It's also uh, what they've already been doing. So like, I don't know. I'll think about it a little more and then I'll come up with new thoughts next chapter. But if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.